Black radicalism in Europe has a complex and multifaceted history, rooted in the broader context of colonialism, migration, and the struggle for civil rights and equality. Today, I aim to provide a historically accurate and detailed account of the rise of Black radicalism in Europe, examining key movements, figures, and events. Additionally, I will explore Cedric J. Robinson's critique of Western civilization as the cause of Black radicalism. The roots of Black radicalism in Europe can be traced back to the colonial period when European powers such as Britain, France, and the Netherlands established colonies in Africa and the Caribbean. The exploitation and oppression of Black populations in these colonies laid the groundwork for a transnational consciousness and the eventual rise of radical movements. The Pan-African Congress of 1900 in London, led by figures like Henry Sylvester Williams and W.E.B. Du Bois, was a seminal event that sought to address the issues facing Black people globally. The influx of Black intellectuals, artists, and activists to European capitals during the early 20th century fostered a vibrant exchange of ideas and the development of radical thought. The participation of African and Caribbean soldiers in World War I and World War II exposed them to new political ideologies and increased their resolve to fight for equality. The interwar period saw the rise of Black political organizations in Europe, such as the League of Colored People in Britain and the British Black Panthers. The aftermath of World War II and the wave of decolonization that swept across Africa and the Caribbean had a profound impact on Black radicalism in Europe. The Windrush generation in Britain brought a significant number of Caribbean immigrants who began to organize against radical discrimination and for civil rights. Influential figures such as Frantz Fanon, who resided in France, provided intellectual frameworks for anti-colonial and revolutionary thought. The Black Power movement in the United States inspired similar movements in Europe, leading to the formation of groups like the British Black Panther movement and the Brixton Black Women's Group. Cultural and artistic expressions of Black radicalism flourished, with music, literature, and theater playing pivotal roles in raising awareness and fostering solidarity. The late 20th and 21st centuries have seen Black radicalism in Europe confront new challenges, including institutional racism, police brutality, and economic inequality. The resurgence of far-right and xenophobic political parties in Europe has been met with increased activism and radicalism within Black communities. High-profile incidents of police violence, such as the death of Stephen Lawrence in the UK, have galvanized movements for justice and accountability. Cedric J. Robinson's seminal work, Black Marxism, The Making of the Black Radical Tradition, offers a critical perspective on the origins and development of Black radicalism. Robinson argues that Western civilization, with its capitalist and colonial foundations, is the cauldron from which the Black radicalism emerges. Robinson critiques traditional Marxist analysis for their Eurocentrism and failure to account for the radical dimensions of capitalism. He introduces the concept of radical capitalism, emphasizing that the exploitation of Black labor and resources is intrinsic to the development of Western capitalism. Robinson traces the Black radical tradition to African cultural practices and resistance strategies that predate European colonialism. He highlights the continuity and adaptability of Black radicalism, demonstrating how it has evolved in response to changing historical conditions. Robinson argues that the very structures and ideologies of Western civilization, rooted in domination and exploitation, have inadvertently nurtured Black radicalism. The contradictions and crises within Western societies, including economic inequality and systematic racism, continue to fuel radical movements and cause for transformative change. From the early days of Pan-Africanism to the contemporary struggles against systematic racism, Black radicalism has been shaped by a complex interplay of historical forces. Cedric J. Robinson's critique of Western civilization provides a valuable lens through which to understand Black radical thought's enduring relevance and transformative potential. As Europe continues to grapple with issues of race, identity, and equality, the legacy of Black radicalism remains a powerful and inspiring force for change. For more information, please visit my website at www.ontheshoulders1.com. There, you can support my OTSOG book series. You can also support me on Patreon at patreon.com/OTSOG. You can hit the super like button under this video. I love you all, and make sure you catch the next video coming up.